This is the part about YouTube that sucks. I'm live. We're live now. Should be live again. You should have heard me talk about YouTube sucking.
You got a link? Send a link somewhere where I can get it, and I'll put it in this chat where everyone's still at. Oh no, there's only 3 people there. Never mind. Put that thumbnail back up there too.
Why is the thumbnail gone?
Are we back? Yeah, we're up. I see it. We're up. We're live.
Now YouTube is frozen.
I don't see it.
YouTube Studio is frozen.
No, I see it. We're live. We are live right now.
Joe says we're live.
Yeah.
That is, I am very frustrated.
Is it the same link?
No, it's a different link. That's the part that sucks, because now everyone's gonna see all the tweets and the posts, and they're gonna click the link and they're gonna see a 5-minute stream.
We'll send them another link, man. No problem.
We'll send him another one. Give me a new link.
Welcome back, y'all. Thank you for coming back, Brittany, Coco, Joe.
Thank you, guys. I appreciate it.
Yeah, I'll go ahead and redo it again on mine.
It's nothing that I did, guys. That's the way the world works sometimes. You get butt effed.
Like I said, it's Alex, man. He's hacking the stream, bro. Up to his old antics again.
That's right. Let's try this link. See if this is a good link now.
Wait,
Share.
Speaking of link, have y'all seen the new?
You guys see the new link, or I can post the new link.
New Zelda?
Oh, Dome, I did absolutely nothing. I did absolutely nothing. It just froze.
It was Geeb.
Yeah.
Still using Streamlabs.
That's right. Yeah. I wanted to switch last week, and I didn't, and now I regret it. I regret everything that I didn't do. Yeah, if you guys could like the stream again, I would appreciate it. We would appreciate it. So you gotta re-like it, because it's a new stream. This is technically a different stream, because once a stream ends on YouTube,
share it out.
You can't
tweet about it.
Yeah, if
Go
you
ahead,
wanna,
share it on Twitter. Share it on Facebook. Share it on your.
Yeah.
Tell your grandmother about it.
You guys want to do us a solid and share it? That'd be great. But,
do it. Come on. I dare you. I triple dog dare you.
Triple dog dare you.
Y'all won't do it.
You won't.
Bet
You won't
y'all
do
won't.
it. You won't share it. You won't. A triple dog dare. You can't turn down a triple dog dare.
What if I do?
Them's the rules.
Share it to my 3 Twitter followers. Nice.
Thank you. We appreciate it.
Listen, I'll take one.
We'll make sure it works for 5 minutes. If we share, Geeb will close something down.
Jeep is ring fit. I'm not. I'm so not ring fit. I'm the farthest thing from ring fit.
Man.
What's up, guys? Thanks for coming back. We appreciate it.
I really want to get back on it. I really want to get back on it.
I
really, really want to.
I completely agree. That is where I start. I'm going to start my fitness journey over again with ring fit. Like I need to like do more than that. I need to go for walks every day, and like I need to get myself some dumbbells and stuff so I can work out again. But like for the meantime, I need to get back on ring fit, man. I need it.
I can't believe there was no Ring Fit DLC at that direct.
You know what?
About that.
I honestly, like, I figured at some point there would be some. How is there not any yet?
Did it
Are they
sell
gonna just do a whole new game?
Did it sell okay?
Yeah, it sold pretty good. I'm fairly certain. I mean, it's just like the Wii Fit sold well enough. They did a bunch of stuff with Wii Fit, didn't they? They had the board. My mom had that, man. She was so into Wii Fit. Like, dude, it looks like a bath mat. What are you doing with it? It's like, oh no, it works. I'm like, I don't believe you. I don't believe you.
I'm gonna comment on this tweet.
14.5 million copies. I don't know if that's actually true, but if it is, that's a lot.
Wow, your parents play video games? That's pretty awesome.
Well, I mean, some of these kids are like, kids. So like, think about it, Shibby. Think about it, Shibby. Gaming's old, man. Gaming is now old.
I know.
It's what the old people do for some kids.
Y'all aren't that young. Don't give yourself that much credit. Brittany says she's older than you are.
You'd be surprised. Oh yeah, but Brittany's not a kid. I didn't say Brittany was a kid. You are.
Yeah, but she's the one saying her mom has Wii Fit.
Oh, I thought that was Joe. I thought.
And the Wii board.
Okay, no.
My mom's got all that stuff. I mean, she did. She doesn't now.
Brittany's got a few months on me. That's right.
I mean, yeah, my mom just had shoulder surgery. She ain't getting on a Wii Fit board right now.
Yeah.
She's done with that.
Maybe this was a blessing in disguise. We have more viewers than when we left. So, hey, maybe
make sure you guys like the stream.
Hey, re-like it.
Share it. Share it with your family and friends.
That's right. If you re-like it, we appreciate it because this is a new stream technically from the last one. Without further ado, though, we should just get into this before things crash again.
Start it. Let's do it.
Let's do this, guys. Starting soon. This podcast was edited and uploaded by Uncle Geeb Productions. Hey guys, and welcome everyone to the Drippin' G podcast. I'm your host, Uncle Geeb, and with me is Host Trip Media Gaming. We record this podcast live every Thursday at 8 p.m. Eastern Standard Time. You can listen to this podcast on Apple, Spotify, Google, or anywhere you can find a podcast. You also watch our video podcast over on youtube.com/DripGeeb. Drip, Shibby, ignore the pre-show sign that was there the whole time. That's not the outro either. It is, not that one. I am breaking everything. There we go. Yeah.
You can do it.
I did it. Guys, how are we doing? Thank you guys for coming to the stream and the podcast.
Yeah. I was gonna that was the first thing I was gonna say. Like, hey, it's not the pre-show anymore. It's not the pre-show.
I saw your face, and then I had to keep talking and doing my thing, and I'm like, damn it, I know what I did. I saw the disappointment in your face, like, get it off. But anyway,
I saw it. Yeah, it's fine.
And
this week,
what's up? This week for the third time, Shibby, this is our special guest again, Shibby120. Shibby, welcome to the podcast.
Is it the third time?
I think so. Right, Shibby?
I thought it was more than that. At least 3. I thought it was 4. But
at least
either
3.
way,
I did hit record, Code Baby. I did hit record. Thank you for reminding me, but I did hit it already. Appreciate you looking out for me there. Guys, a little bit technical difficulties as we begin the podcast recording. I don't know what happened right before we went. Right before we were going to record the episode. It just broke. Everything broke. So we had to set it all back up again. But we're back up and running, and we got a show. Not only because Shibby's here to have a show with us, but we got a great show for you guys. We're going to be talking about the Nintendo Direct that happened yesterday. It was a huge Direct. I think was it Arlo or Beat 'em Ups or somebody said like this is the biggest Direct ever. And I was like, I don't know about that, but it was a huge, huge Direct, and we're going to talk about all about that and some other things sprinkled in here and there. But first things first, gentlemen. There are no ladies in our podcast right now. Gentlemen, what have we been playing most recently? And let's start with the Shibinator, huh?
Let's take a look. Hit the old home button. Cause that's the thing. I'm a variety gamer. That's my problem. Is I don't play one game long enough to get good at it. Got Witchwood, so I did start that. Enjoying it so far. Got that on the sale.
Very good. Very good.
I said Witchwood.
Witchwood. And Sea of Stars. I actually got the demo for Sea of Stars. Haven't tried that yet, but then I've been playing Skyward Sword, Animal Crossing, No Man's Sky, and Pokemon Violet. A little bit of Bear and Breakfast too. So.
How's that? That looks cool. I want to get that.
Bear and Breakfast? I think it's cool so far. It's so far at least. Now this may be because it's the beginning. Games like to sometimes I feel like I like tutorial stages of games more than the actual game. Because it's, I don't know, you're learning things and there's more conversation. But so far, there's more adventure and quest to it than just managing the end, which is cool so far.
I might pick that one up.
I'm happy with that. I like it. And it wasn't on sale, but like it's not expensive anyway.
I was gonna say it's pretty cheap, isn't it? Yeah.
Yeah, I was like, that's fair. I'll just go ahead and get it. Because I think was it Brittany that told me to get it? Somebody was telling me to get it, so.
Yeah, that one looks all right. That's like the game. I randomly saw it in the Direct yesterday. It was some baseball game. What's it called?
The one that came out yesterday.
Pros.
Did you download end up getting that?
Yeah, it was 99 cents. I haven't played it yet, but I was like, dude, it's 99 cents. Yeah, I'm getting it. It's awesome.
Did you pick it up, Shibby?
I don't even like baseball that much, but I mean, the game looks fun.
Yeah. Did you pick that up, Shibby?
No.
Okay.
Did you, Geeb? You got it, right?
Well, I did a video for Alex today, and spoilers, I'm not sure if it went up already, but he talks about that game. It's not on sale, but it's just so cheap, right? But I realized that I have, from the purchase I made yesterday, I think they gave us extra coin yesterday when we bought Metroid. I think there was a boost, and I had $2 of credit, so I got it for free.
You guys got it for free.
Yeah.
Nice.
Oh wow.
Yeah. Well, I didn't.
I haven't played it yet.
I
I've not had a chance to play it yet, though.
$6 or something in credit
you know what
saved up. So I got Metroid yesterday for what, $34.
Very good.
Good deal.
That is a great
A
deal.
little bit of discount. Aren't we glad that wasn't 60 to begin with? That's pretty
That's
cool.
crazy,
40, and
man.
then you go
it's
lower.
so nuts. Speaking of what we've been playing,
Yeah.
that's what I've been playing. Whew. Whew.
It's
Man.
Ooh, you go ahead and talk about it.
Dude, it looks. I have not played it. I haven't played it docked yet. I've been playing it only handheld, but even handheld, like, wow, it looks good.
Yeah, I have not.
It looks so good.
I haven't played it handheld yet, but I have played it docked, and I'm thinking the same thing. I'm thinking to myself like, oh, it looks so good docked. I can't wait to check it out on the OLED. So like, I think we both just confirmed to each other how good of an experience we're about to have.
Yeah, it looks good handheld.
Now,
That's what I was doing before the stream.
I'm assuming, did you all play it back in the day? Are you getting nostalgia?
No.
I've never played a Metroid Prime game.
Nice.
Not any of them.
Ooh, neither one of yous.
I think the only GameCube game I've played is Smash. I don't think I've ever played any other GameCube game.
As far as Metroid stuff, like the Metroid games, the original, I've played some of that. I played all the way through Dread. I've played a little bit of all of the regular, like the 2D Metroid games, but no Metroid Primes.
Man, it's kind of like Ocarina of Time in that, it was it was the first time they took Metroid into a 3D space.
Yeah.
And they just like perfected. I was watching Alex Switch Corners video on it today, and just the visuals on it look so good. And I played it. So I played it when it first came out on the GameCube. And I haven't played it in like 20 years, but watching the video of it, I already knew the controls. Like it looks so nostalgic. I already knew, like, when I saw the jumps, like, oh, you're holding B and then you got to shoot and turn around. And like, what I liked about it back then was that it's not like every area wasn't cookie cutter. It was GameCube, which at the time wasn't like it wasn't like the most cutting edge technology, but just the attention to detail and the fact that they revamped it looks so awesome. I didn't know they were going to totally reskin the whole thing.
Well, I mean, that was the rumor. It was either the Prime trilogy was like a basic HD upgrade, and then it changed from that to no, it's Prime 1 and it's fully remastered. Again, they were rumors. How long did we hear that?
Yeah.
Like years. Literally years.
Time. I'm glad they took their time with it. Like
I'm
yes. Oh,
but it's good. They did a great job with it. I mean, it runs fantastic. It looks, and was it Game Explain that put up the comparison from the Wii version? Insane. It's insane. And the fact that they're only charging $40, it's so crazy. Why is Nintendo doing that?
Yeah, it's so hard to think about.
It's a GameCube game, though. It should be.
Yeah,
in my opinion.
I mean,
but it's it's revamped.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying. Like Skyward Sword was HD. They did kind of maybe less. And they charged $60 for that.
Is Skyward Sword HD, not Skyward Sword Remastered. I think it was an interesting choice of words because with Skyward Sword, like I said, they only went with HD. But with this game, they did not do the HD portion, even though it is HD. They went remastered.
And it which you would think is sounds more like a $60 thing. A remaster, not just an HD version.
It's interesting that they're going more toward how much work they put into it, or sorry, the time that it came out, rather than how much work they had to put into it. Because obviously, I'm at least it's obvious to me. I'm guessing. I'm not I don't do this stuff for a living like they do, but I'm assuming that it takes more work to remaster something than just to HDify it. You know what I mean? Like, I imagine it would take more work for that because they also HD'd the game as well as remastered it. Like,
well, you can look at the game. It's had a lot of work. It's had a lot of work.
Oh yeah.
I mean, you can tell when you see it side by side, especially. Like,
like if you look,
that took some time.
The very beginning of the
game.
You know
what it does?
Go ahead, Shibby.
I was gonna say, just looking at the shots of it, and this is what it's intended to do partially. Just looking at the shots of it makes me excited for what the next Metroid Prime will be. I'm like, okay, this is a revamped GameCube game. What about this kind of idea, but put towards, new era?
Yeah.
So
Yeah.
it's
Yeah,
got me hyped. I'm getting on the hype.
I had like a midnight stream last night. I don't know why I did that, but I decided to stream real late last night, and I was telling my chat that it's crazy to me that I lost my train of thought. Crap. I was telling what would you just say, Shibby, about the game?
Oh, I mean, we were talking about the like how it makes me hyped up for Metroid Prime 4 and just the complete revamp of it.
Right. So I was telling my chat that if someone would have told me, if I didn't watch the direct, and someone would have told me that, hey, this is Metroid Prime 4, this is the latest and greatest Metroid game for Switch. I've never played any of the games. I've never played a single 3D Metroid. And if they just would remove the logos, put the Metroid Prime 4 logos, just exact game as it is, remove the logos, and I didn't see the direct, hey, play Metroid Prime 4, what do you think? I'd be like, this game is the best looking game on Switch. I cannot believe how good this game is.
Up? It holds up and stands on its own.
I'm telling you, honestly,
I think so too.
If you were to trick me, I would have been completely tricked, and this was Metroid Prime 4. So
yeah,
that's
excited, man.
This is one of the best looking games on Switch, if not the best.
I'm gonna get it.
It looks incredibly good.
Incredible. I've obviously I've also been playing it myself, and
it doesn't look like a remastered game. It just looks like a Switch game.
Yeah, it's so good. And I'm a sucker for shooters. My gaming life, as I've gone through life, has been later in my life I've gotten into many more genres I never played before. But early in my life, I played mostly either a sport game, like a football, basketball, baseball, or I played hockey too, or a first-person shooter. And to play a first-person shooter that came out in the same time period as the games I played, which were Halo games, it reminds me there's lots of. I'm sure that both franchises took some inspiration from each other. It reminds me of Halo in a lot of ways, in the good ways, and it's just.
And, there's something else
reminds me of too. Well, I was gonna say it reminds me of, and I think this is just my personal opinion. And when I played Doom 2016, I was getting some Metroid vibes from it too. And now when I'm watching the Metroid Prime remaster, I feel like I'm getting some Doom vibes too.
Yeah, that's a great comparison.
Atmosphere, the look of it. Yeah.
Yeah, I can see that. But the thing that we haven't even brought up yet, which is I think the fact that it looks so good is pretty crazy. They just shadow dropped it. They were just like, it's on the eShop. Have fun. The
Unreal.
Physical will be out next week.
Man, that made. See you later. I was having a bad week. Not gonna lie with you guys. I was just not having. I was a little down this week, but that completely 180'd my week, and I'm just like a happy boy now. But playing, I've only got to play like an hour or so of it. I really haven't played that much. I played basically what you saw last night on stream, just less than an hour. But I cannot wait to dive more into it. I really can. It's a new franchise to me. Like I said before, and it's a familiar genre, and it's a new franchise. It's like discovering a new love for me.
Yeah, this is gonna be the rest of my night after the podcast. That's for sure.
And I agree with Alex too. That's definitely my train of thought too. They're charging low now to buy a bigger audience in the future. Yeah. It kind of tells you what they've got planned for the new Prime game. Yeah. They really want to build the hype, and they want to start the hype train right now for whatever reason too.
Yeah, well, yeah, that's an interesting thought too.
Well,
I mean, are we going to see at the next direct? Are we going to start seeing Prime 4?
Well, maybe, but here's my thought about that and why we got it yesterday, and especially when we got a shadow drop. Number one, it was ready, but number two, the Prime 4 is not ready to show. If it was ready to show, they would have shown it. So
maybe.
So if Prime 4 ready,
Tears of the Kingdom, they still got it. They're worried about that right now. That's the baby now.
No, listen to me. If Prime 4 was ready for a trailer. We haven't got a trailer yet. If they was ready for a trailer, even a cinematic one, they would have put it out yesterday. You would have bet your bottom dollar on that. If it was ready for a trailer, it's just a trailer. We're not talking about a date or anything. We're just talking about a cinematic trailer that's not 40 seconds of a black screen with the logo. Like just anything, they would have put it out yesterday. So here's my theory: is that number one, Prime Remastered was ready, and number two, they're like, everyone shut up. We know you want Prime 4. It ain't ready. It ain't ready, fam. So to make sure you get the little spoonful of Nutella as your nightcap, here is to shut you up. Here's this game that you're gonna love, and it's remastered beautifully, and it's available today. Go download it right this second.
Yeah, I think you're wrong, but it's possible.
I think I'm right.
Honestly, I think Tears of the Kingdom comes out, and then we get another direct sometime after that, which would be June. That would be the time we'd get a direct, and that's when we'll hear. That's when we'll hear it, and then in September we'll get a date.
I think you're totally
for
wrong.
the next year.
I hope you're right, but I think you're totally wrong. I think I'm right because of course I do.
Okay, well, yes, because you want to be right.
I know.
Obviously.
Okay, well, hey, if we're getting our predictions in, because we might as well, because we can, timestamp this later or whatever.
Yes.
I think that I wonder if we don't get a trailer until September, we get a next year release. When we get the trailer, we also get the date. So I'm kind of with you on that, but I don't know if we'll see much about it this summer.
Yeah. See, I don't know. You may be right because that is still in prime time. Let's sell some Zelda copies area.
Yeah.
A month after, they're still going to be trying to push that a little bit. I don't know. I'm wondering this as well. Let me know what you guys think about this. Are they giving us this game? Now, I know they want to get people in the door, get people hyped. Are we going to get the other two remastered? And they're going to charge $40 for those. So instead of the trilogy that was originally planned for $60, we're going to spend $120 on a full trilogy.
Shibby,
is
what
that
do you
what
think?
we're going to end up having?
What do you think,
Is that what's happening?
I wonder if this isn't just a one. I was thinking this maybe is a one and done.
Yeah, it might be. It might be.
You get the Prime for the nostalgia because that's probably the most coveted one. I'm not sure. I think I did play 2 and 3, but I don't remember those as much as that one. Maybe we just get this and then we get a Prime 4. But because there's so much work that went into it, right? Like, did they really do this for 2 and 3? Like, I don't know.
Well, I got a question for
was it Retro? Did Retro do the remake?
I think so.
They were tweeting stuff about it last night.
Yeah,
so I think so. Yeah.
I got a question for both of you. Do you guys know when 2 and 3 came out? Metroid 2 and 3?
Oh yeah, they came out after the first one.
Was it soon? Was it a
later
year?
on after that?
Yes. Was it like a year? Was it like 2 years? Like
No
my thought of why we're not going to get it right now is because they're trying to space those games out. I don't think this Switch needs every single game that Nintendo ever put out that was great. You know what I mean? I think what Nintendo's thought is, we'll give them this one for $40, and then the next Switch, which is going to come, and it's going to come obviously at some point, whether it's 2 years from now, 3 years from now, next year, who knows? But like, I think they're thinking, we'll just, there's no reason to drop a trilogy on the Switch. Let's just drop one, and then we'll put the next two.
Chances are it's backwards compatible anyway. So
yeah, it'll be
this will work on the next one, I would imagine.
It'll be a $70 double pack on a Switch too. I mean, for the Prime 2 and Prime 3, well after Prime 40 comes out.
Here's the question. This was a theory that was brought up. I'm not going to name names, but do you think that it's true that we get this year we get Prime 1, next year we get Prime 2, the year after that we get Prime 3, year after that we get Prime 4, the new system? Do you think it's that long?
Yikes! I hope not.
No.
I don't know if that was a joke or not. Or whatever.
No, that's not going to happen.
You never know.
That's not going to happen.
Okay.
Oh man, I don't think they're going to wait that long.
Why would they
or a new system?
That's literally re-releasing their own franchise that's already come out. They're not going to re-release remastered versions of Prime 1 this year, Prime 2 the year after, Prime 3 the year after that,
Nintendo.
and then Prime 4. They would not do that. That's a dumb idea.
I don't know. You say that, but it's Nintendo.
It's just a dumb idea. It's a dumb idea.
Like you're being very sarcastic right now.
I'm not. It's a dumb idea.
I know. You say that, and someone at Nintendo's writing this shit down right now. Like,
that sounds like a dumb idea. Let's write that down.
Show this. Yeah, we'll show this asshole.
It just sounds like a dumb idea to me. But
I agree. I don't like that idea. But I am wondering if we're gonna get the other ones. It's gonna be interesting to see what happens with all that.
So I mean, apparently 2 is the highest rated one, is what I'm hearing. So
yeah.
You feel like they have to do 2, and if they do 2, they got to do 3. So
I mean, yeah,
double pack sounds.
Give it a month.
Legit.
Once people start playing this, get it beat. People are gonna be like, "Where's 2? Where's 2?"
Yeah,
you're gonna see it every time. Every time Nintendo tweets something,
and
you'll
everyone's
see like
going, "Where's 4?
10,
Where's 4?
Where's 2? Where's 2? Where's Metroid Prime 2?"
But they're already saying where's 4, and 6 years later, we're still not. They're not gonna care. People yelling for 2, they don't give a crap.
They don't care. I'm just saying, people are gonna start asking for it. We may get it.
Do you think they go? Do you think they go? They do kind of a Zelda situation, not exactly Breath of the Wild situation, but do you think they kind of reinvigorate the franchise where that pissed people off? Because I mean, Metroidvania is fair. They're very popular, whereas older classic Zelda style games were getting a little stale. But do you think we go open world with this, or maybe just more open? But do you think they go on like Fallout 4 similarity.
I don't think they would go that far. I mean, the
Starfield
genre of
situation?
game is literally named like
Yeah.
you're really
Yeah.
I don't know. I mean, it's possible. It's possible, but I think that would definitely piss some people off. I don't know. I do like that about Metroid. I like that style of gameplay. I used to not, and it used to just bother me, and I would get stuck somewhere and be like, I'm done. I'm done. But what really got me being okay with it and finishing a full Metroidvania style game was honestly Dread. I really, really loved Metroid Dread. Like all the other ones that I've played up until then, I get to a certain point, I'm just like, "Yeah, okay, I'm good. That was fun, but I'm done. But I don't know. I'm kind of into it now. So yeah, I don't think I would like to see that. I want them to keep. I mean, maybe they could do that and do it in a different way.
Both.
Yeah, like in a
Yeah.
different way where it's like a big giant open area, but it's still like you're backtracking and going here because you got this new thing and you can get into these new spaces in this area. But now, you got to get out into this big planet and get in whatever, your spaceship or some moon buggy or something and take off and find some other stuff and fight some stuff on the way. And
Yeah.
that could be fun.
Well, gentlemen, Nintendo is not one company. Now, correct me if I'm wrong. I believe I'm correct, though. They're not one. They're not one to just kind of follow the crowd. They're not one to just kind of make a game to conform with what the rest of the crowd is doing for the sake of trying to get sales. Nintendo does what Nintendo wants. And speaking of a franchise that has nothing to do with anything, that is a game that Nintendo's like, we're gonna make this because I want to. Is a perfect example would be Pikmin. The franchise of Pikmin, and Pikmin 4 in particular just got announced. Well, actually, it was announced earlier this year, but we finally got a full gameplay trailer and a date. But I don't know, guys. Before we talk about Pikmin 4, I want to talk about Pikmin the franchise, and I've never seen a game like it. Have you guys seen a game like Pikmin before? It's honestly incredibly unique.
I don't
think
really
it was
play Pikmin, but it is unique.
I think it's another situation where they Nintendoified a genre, maybe. Now, I don't get me wrong, I don't know the complete background of it, but I mean, they definitely took inspiration from, I think, other games, but kind of made it more accessible, more colorful, and Nintendo style, I guess. I mean, it does seem pretty unique to me.
Yeah, that's what I'm asking. Like, what games are like Pikmin? Like, honestly, it's like, what game is a comp to Pikmin?
No.
In the chat, Hotel Transylvania 3 is just like Pikmin.
Isn't that a movie?
Yeah, but they have games too.
Oh, okay.
I almost got talked into buying one of those like a week ago.
Man, I had Pikmin's, the kind of stickers that aren't, there's no adhesive. They're just kind of friction stickers you put on your windows.
Yeah, like the plasticky ones, the clear plastic. Yeah.
I grew up with those on like my bedroom window. Like my bedroom window as a kid, I had Pikmin like adhesive stickers on there, or non-adhesive ones, and on my dad's car, I had Pikmin stickers on that too, and I don't know why. I never played the games.
Well,
I don't.
Where did you even get them?
I was a kid. I'm sure I asked for them in a store. I think, oh, that's fine, mommy, buy it, and they probably did.
Look at that thing. I don't know what that is.
And then I stuck him on his car, and he regretted his decision immediately. But they were there for the entire time he had his car. I remember vividly these stickers that were on our bedroom window and in the car. So for some weird reason, Pikmin does hold a special place in my heart. Because of that particular thing.
Because
I never played the games, but those little stickers, growing up, I didn't even know what they were. I'm like, what are these things? But I love them, and and I have them all over my house. And later in life, I'm like, oh, that's Nintendo's Pikmin. And Shibby, I think you're the only one between Drip and I, or should I say the three of us, that have played a Pikmin game before. Is that correct?
Yeah, my first one to play. So I was I had the game. I played a lot of GameCube back in the day, and I think that's where Pikmin started, I believe. And so I remember seeing the game, but yeah, I never played it. And then so when 3 Deluxe came out, I was really curious about the game, so that's when I played it. And I think it's one of the few games that I've played on stream, start to finish.
Oh, really?
And Alex was there. I remember him making me, with the redeems, making me turn my controller upside down and getting gobbled up by the big giant monsters, but. It's cool. And I think, if I remember correctly, I think 3 Deluxe didn't really sell very well at all. It's almost like Nintendo is throwing it out there to see what the reaction is to Pikmin,
Yeah.
Yeah, because not a super well-known
really
franchise.
niche.
It's not something that's really popular. I downloaded the demo. I downloaded it.
Me too.
I didn't.
Yeah,
I never,
I'm glad
I
they
never
did that.
played it. I never played it,
Oh,
but I
it's
did
fun.
download
It's
it.
cute. It's fun. I'm glad they're bringing it back because I was kind of worried, after that demo, or after the 3 Deluxe, I was kind of like, uh-oh, if it doesn't sell that well, are they going to keep this going? Are they going to totally rehaul it? But it looks like, it's going to be sticking to its roots pretty much. I mean, there's been enough, copycats, what, not in a bad way. I don't know how to say that, but there's been some copycats out there.
Yeah. Well, and I mean, they added a lot of stuff too. It looks like. I mean,
The
there's a
dog.
dog, dude. There's a dog. I'm like, that's it. Cool. There's a dog.
That'll get
You can
people
ride a
into
dog.
it. Yeah, a dog.
I mean, I was interested when the dog came on screen. I was like, okay,
Yep.
Yeah.
I'm interested. I'm
It's
interested.
cute.
Now there's a
Yeah,
dog.
I'm listening.
It's a cute little
Dog
doggy.
involved. It's cool. Yeah. All right. Rideable animal. I like that.
Yeah, it reminds me a lot of Pikmin 3, Shibby. If you can confirm that, because I didn't play the game. But, I mean, looking at Pikmin 4 trailer, I'm like, that just looks a lot like Pikmin 3 with added features, with added things, new things. It's refreshed, but it's not like you're looking at Skyward Sword versus Breath of the Wild. This is not that situation.
I feel like it does have a cult following, So if they did venture off the path, they would
literal
piss
cult.
off the
Well, I know of literal
fan base they
cults based off of actual cults with candles and drawings on the ground with Pikmin. I know people. I know person. He's in our
I
chat.
think they're in the chat.
Yeah.
Interesting. Okay.
Yeah. I've gotten a few pictures sent to me.
Yeah. I mean,
Joe?
what else? Ice Pikmin?
Shh,
Was there Ice
reveal.
Pikmin? That was the other thing we said, right? The
Icy
new
boys?
things?
Yeah.
Icy
Some
ones,
icy
yeah.
boys now?
Yeah. They're cool. I think Pikmin are cute. I don't know. Like playing the demo,
Oh, dude.
playing the deluxe demo when it came out, it made me realize that I do want to buy a Pikmin game. I don't know if it's Pikmin 4 or if it's going to be deluxe when it's like deeply on sale later on. And I'm not saying it's not worth it for me. It's just like I have to budget my purchases. And there's only few games where I'm like I have to buy this. Like Metroid yesterday, that was the game I'm like I have.
Yeah, I know,
to
dude.
buy
I'm right there
this.
with you, dude. And I screwed up because Hogwarts comes out tomorrow, and I wanted to buy that, and I was like, "Well, they're not gonna drop anything. I'm gonna buy at the direct." Psych.
Right. Yeah, but like, man,
Ruin that.
Pikmin's just not one of those series that I'm just like, I have to buy it. It's not like groundbreaking. It's not like extra beautiful. It's not a franchise I really love that much. Besides that weird sticker story I told you about. It's just, I played the demo, like I said, and I'm like, it's solidified that I want to buy a Pikmin game at some point. So I mean, kudos to Nintendo for making me want to play a game that clearly is not made for me.
What's funny is what sucks is the I mean, like you said, the little guys, they're super cute, but the way they handle their death, and it's smart that they make them really cute because they want it to hurt when they die. And you got to think about how they purposely make mechanics in shows, movies, video games to make you emotionally attached to them. But yeah, they're just so dispensable.
Don't want it to go.
They just go. They're just here you go. They're burning. They're on fire and they die.
It's
You're like,
time.
oh,
It's
gotta
time.
create
It's
more.
the circle.
Okay, do any of you guys?
Pikmin
Do you guys have the app?
No.
Oh, it's
What's
trash.
it called? I had it for a little bit. I had it
Pikmin
for a little
Bloom.
bit.
Pikmin
Pikmin
Bloom.
I couldn't get into it.
I did for it was a few days. I'll tell you what, when it comes to like mobile things like that, I was in there for probably about a week. I don't know what's going on with all my Pikmin now. They're probably dead, but
Yeah, they die
I
a
guess
lot.
that's just kind of I was gonna say it's like par for the course for Pikmin, so it's fine.
Yeah.
I guess I was expecting too much. I expected like another because I wasn't into Pokemon when Pokemon Go came out, but then there was like a Pikmin app, and I go on walks. I do walk. So I was like, oh, this is my time to relate to this. There's some Pikmin thing where you walk, and then I did it, and I was like, oh,
Maybe I should do that.
Where you walked, and
I should get
maybe it'll
Pikmin.
get you into it.
Yeah, well, I mean, I like
couldn't get
to
into
walk.
it.
I have feet problems. Like I got.
Well, right there, there's two things you can do when you walk:
Yeah, that's what I'm saying.
Pikmin
Like
Bloom and
so
Pokemon Go.
I have to really motivate myself to get out and walk because I do enjoy walks. I love getting out and like being in nature. Hiking's one of my favorite things to do. But like I have to like really motivate myself to go do it because my feet hurt easily and frequently on just walking. So like this is something that could like make me forget about the pain. It's just like playing Pikmin. I mean, I used to play Pokemon Go all the time. That's run its course, But Pikmin Bloom, it's new to me. I haven't played it yet,
Yeah.
so maybe it'll get me walking. But
what gets me is like just getting involved in discussions on my phone, like YouTube comments or something, or because I literally will forget I'm walking, or really Twitch streams. If I'm watching a stream, like because I'll be in your stream and stuff, and I'll be like, oh my god, like time just goes by. But I don't.
You look up and you're like, "Where am I?" It's got a
It's
GPS.
dangerous.
I'm in Scotland all of a sudden. How did I get here?
Hey Siri, give me directions to home. No idea where I'm at.
Shibby, you are our special guest this week. You're always special when you come on our podcast. That sounded rude. I didn't mean to say it like that. You are a special person that comes on our podcast, and we really appreciate you for hanging out.
You're special to it. You are special to us.
I respect you and your opinions, and I want to know vaguely. Tell me about you from your perspective, the Nintendo Direct in general. Obviously, I think we all come to the conclusion that all three of us very much like it. But just kind of, Drip and I talked about yesterday. We talked about some today. Like, what do you think? Like, what are your thoughts about the Nintendo Direct? Like, just kind of go off for me. What do you have to say about the Direct?
I think that it was cool. I like it. Maybe I did catch your podcast from yesterday. I think you gave it well, it's funny because Geeb was like, I liked it. It was really cool. Like, it's an 8 out of 10 because there's room for improvement. So yeah, 7.5. You're like 8.
Yeah,
I went down a lot less.
Yeah.
So I'll probably put it there too, man. I mean, there was, Pikmin, Metroid. We're gonna talk about Zelda. There's a few Zeldas on there. Not the few Zeldas we wanted, but we're not mad.
Yeah,
like 4.
And yeah. So it was good. Got some shadow drops. Now again, if I take back the, if I don't know, if I dial it back a little bit and then think of it more objectively, we already. I don't know. We already knew there was going to be a Zelda trailer. It was a good Zelda trailer. We knew there was going to be a Zelda trailer. Metroid Prime, if I'm going to be cynical, that's another remake. The Game Boy Advance and the Game Boy Advance, or the Game Boy Regular, those are more remakes. Yeah. So as far as like just flat out awesome new stuff, I want to say even the Kirby game, that's like a remake, isn't it?
So it's a Wii game.
We're really back on the cycle of getting excited about, rehash, but we're there. We're excited. Like I said, Prime looks awesome.
Yeah.
We got some major IP, and I don't go into these really with expectations. Like I'm of the mind, like, we just go back and relax, and what happens. Like people get mad about a fashion game or whatever. I'm just like, I don't know. Some people like it. Like I'm just,
okay. I do want to say something about that. That was the point in the Direct where I was like, okay, what are we doing? Because it was like Pikmin, and then okay,
nah, dude,
okay, really? What is going on? And then I was like, oh, then everything started happening.
I had faith. I knew. I was like, okay, because the way those games were, I was like, oh, okay, that means something's good happened. Now sometimes you be putting on your clown makeup while you're thinking that, but I was like, something good's about to happen. So I'm glad I was right. But
yeah, I think the only expectation I actually had, I was like, we are getting a Tears of the Kingdom trailer.
If we didn't, yes, I would rage if that was it.
That was the only thing I was like, we're getting one. Like, there's absolutely, we're 3 months away from the release. We're getting one.
Yeah.
Or you just see him there. It's all quiet. And he's just got his hands there. And just, what's going on. He's just like, thank you for your patience with Zelda.
No.
We are still working, So yeah, we're good.
I kind of wanted to.
I would have ended the stream right there. I wouldn't even say that. I just clicked the button and walked upstairs.
Yeah. I kind of want to add to your thing there, Shibby, because I kind of wanted to say this about myself and like people like me. So like what I mean is the Nintendo fans that got into Nintendo during COVID. Now I do have roots. I think most people honestly have roots to Nintendo as a kid. Everyone had a Smash or a Mario Party. A Smash Party, Mario Kart. Like at one time in your life, you have played, and people of our generation have played these games as a younger person. But for me, I kind of gravitated away from that. I went to Xbox. But the point I'm trying to make is this is the perfect time. People like me, people who became fans of Nintendo again during COVID, this is the perfect time for us. We are having the best experience of any Nintendo fans because like. We're getting all these games that we had from years past that we never played. Yeah, because we didn't play.
The remake stuff.
We're getting the best. We're either getting a port, which is great, it's fine, or we're getting a remastered version that is the best version of the game, and with controls the best, looks the best, and in a mobile platform, that you can play handheld or docked. And we're getting loads of them all the time. We're getting remasters, remakes of games. Old games. It's just this is the best time to be a Nintendo fan, especially for
really
someone like me.
Disney. They want to be Disney. Like, you know, they're opening up their Disney World. They're coming out with their Pixar movie. You know, I'm
Listen,
making
listen,
generalizations.
they are doing it. They don't want to be. They're doing it.
The Metroid Prime is it's the vault. That's the Disney vault.
Yeah.
So they found a model that works, and they're doing it. And they know that the nostalgic millennials and you know beyond, but they know that we'll buy it.
Yeah, they're doing it, man.
I'm glad it's surreal that I can just hang out with people and just watch a Nintendo Direct and then and just like chat about it, and like I just feel so seen, you know, because we're talking about Metroid, we're talking about Zelda and Pokemon, and it's just surreal. It's weird, and I'm grateful for it. Just like we're on here, we're just chatting about it. You know, it's like it's because we could just as easily be up here, and I could be like, "Y'all see that?" And you're like, "What do you?"
No,
yeah, that's from 20 years ago.
Right. But like what I said, all of us began somewhere with Nintendo. Maybe you started with, you know, a home console, maybe started with a handheld, but I think a lot of us started with the Game Boy. And that is something that we did get announced yesterday on Switch. Speaking of what I said, we're getting Game Boy and Game Boy Advance. Like, speaking of hitting me in my nostalgia bones and it hit me right where it belongs, like right where it's supposed to be. Like, Game Boy Advance, when I hear that sound, is an eargasm that I just very much enjoy, because
that's the one I was excited about.
The amount of times I flicked on a Game Boy Advance as a 27. How old am I? Am I 28? I think I'm 28. As a 28-year-old man. How many times like hitting the Game Boy Advance was right in my wheelhouse, and I've heard that sound too many times. And to see the games on there, and Game Boy is great too. There's lots of Game Boy games I never played before.
Yeah, well, I did not download the Game Boy app. I got the Game Boy Advance. I saw Game Boy, and I was like, this time I'm not gonna lie to myself.
I did. Yeah.
Really?
Really? I'm kind of there a little bit.
Really?
I was when they first showed the Game Boy games, I was like, that's cool. I mean, are they really just gonna give us only Game Boy games right now? Is that really what they're gonna do? And then they said, oh, and also Advance. That's when I was like, yes, okay. Now I'm excited. And the fact that they split them up, we talked about this before.
Yeah.
I said, you know, if it's only Game Boy games, it shouldn't be in the expansion pack. That's
that's
cool.
a good call.
I said that, but then we also said, but it's Nintendo, and it definitely will be.
Yeah.
Because they're not going to add any more value to that little one. They want you to spend more money. But
well,
they proved me wrong yet again. They did it. They split them up. I thought that was really cool that they split those up. I think that's fair.
Yeah.
I like the way they did that. They got good games coming, too.
Because,
it's fair
because when you look at well, yeah, go ahead.
No, go on.
Oh, I was just gonna say, because like I played I'm probably going to be playing Minish Cap this weekend. Depends on what the Twitter and Instagram polls say. It looks like we're leaning towards Minish Cap. But the thing is, like, it looks, and this is only because modern games have hung on to pixel art and JRPGs. Again, kind of what I was talking about. I was like, dude, I'm feeling so seen right now. Like, why? Like, we're still playing pixel art games. Like, that's so cool. But because of that, Minish Cap didn't really look outdated. Like, that could have been a new Switch game by a different developer. You know what I mean?
Fired it up last night. It looks nice. Yeah. It looks nice on the Switch. It's because I have it like emulated on a Raspberry Pi or something. It's on that thing back there. Yeah. It looks all right. It looks fine, but it looks way better on the Switch. Way better. It looks way better than what it does on there.
I can totally understand that being. I can understand that being like, you know, under a paywall. Like that's fairly fair, just because of that, the graphical fidelity, and then the Mario and Luigi. That's basically very similar to a Paper Mario game. So
yes,
yeah. I played before we started streaming because I hadn't played any Game Boy games. I did play, what was it, Mario Land 2.
Yep.
Man, I actually played that on a Game Boy. I remember having that game when I was really little. It's crazy.
Is that the same one that was on NES, or is that a whole different game? Is that a different game? I think I might think of Super Mario Bros. Too. Those are different, aren't they?
Yeah. They're different. Super Mario Land. Whole different thing.
The Mario franchise, the way they
thing, but it's different.
The way they name their games confuses the crap out of me. I couldn't tell you what I played, what I haven't played. Like, honest to God, I couldn't tell you. Like,
Super Mario 3D World is on console. Super Mario 3D Land is on handheld. Land stuff's on handheld. World stuff's on.
Oh yeah,
I'm so
that was
glad.
on 3DS, wasn't it?
Yeah. I'm so glad we're in the Switch generation where we don't have to worry about a handheld version or a console version. It's just like we get.
It is nice.
We
It
get.
is nice.
We just get the game.
Yeah, but how many Zelda games did we get yesterday? We got 2
4
that are whoa. We got on the Game Boys.
Yeah, 4. Oh, Game Boys. Game Boys. We got Minish Cap.
We got Minish Cap, and
We
we
got Link's
got
Awakening.
Link's Awakening
Oh, 4.
DX.
4. Oracle's Ages. Oracle's the Seasons.
No, wait, okay, those aren't there yet. Those are coming soon.
We didn't get them yesterday, but we're getting them.
Right. We are getting them. We don't have them yet.
Yeah.
That is cool too.
Ooh.
And those are on
Ooh.
Game Boy. Those are going to be in the lower tier too. Those aren't on Advance. Those are Game Boy
Oh,
Color
wow,
games,
yeah,
right?
Yeah, they're
True.
Game Boy Color games, but I believe you can play any of the game versions with
With the
filters.
green or the
green,
gray
gray, or the color. I think that's awesome.
Oh, that's awesome. That's kind of wild that we have now. We got Link's Awakening Remake, and then we have the regular Link's Awakening. So if you love that game, you can play it two
Yeah.
types of ways.
And it's the DX
but don't
version.
forget, you still have to pay for Nintendo Switch Online service. That is a cost. I forget about that. It's not on the higher tier, but it's definitely still not free.
very inexpensive. If you think about what you spend on games a year, it is a fraction. It is a small fraction of what the average person, Nintendo fan, spends on video game. I could make this with no factual statements to back me up. I can make that statement confidently. Is that like $20 a year is absolutely nothing in the grand scheme of video games that you spend in a year.
Pretty cheap.
Oh,
And 50,
let me ask you this.
50 is more, but think about how many more games you're even getting. That's a lot of freaking games.
That's what I want to ask.
You could just get that and
I've
be
made
happy.
2 of those videos. Made 2 of those videos. Is this worth it? Is it worth it? The $50 price tier. Every time I make one, there's more stuff added. At this point, I already thought this, but I think at this point, it's really hard to argue that this isn't worth $50 a year. It's really hard for anybody to say, no, that's not worth $50.
Well,
What do you
it depends
think,
on if
Shibby?
you like the games and what you're getting. You know,
Yeah.
it depends on if you need it, but yeah.
For sure.
Even all the
for sure.
DLC, all the Mario Kart DLC,
Well,
the
Drip,
Animal
Drip,
Crossing DLC.
But Drip, listen to what Shibby said though. Like I don't disagree with you, Drip, but Shibby has a good point. Is that it truly? He's right though. Shibby's right. Like
Yeah, I mean, I understand
You
that.
have to like what you're getting. It's subjective. It is not a. It's a subjective thing. Whether it's everything is subjective in terms of what things cost and whether you like them or not. Because
it's
like
worth it. It's worth it. All right, it's worth it.
To me and you, it is, but maybe Shibby it isn't because maybe Shibby doesn't care about most of the games on either one. And I'm just using you as an example, Shibby. I don't know what the case, but random person A, they think it's not worth it, and they're right because it's not worth it to them. Therefore, it's not worth it. But to them, but it's also worth it to us. It's not worth it to everyone. When we just because we think it's worth it to us, that means it's worth it to everybody. So it's not you can make your videos, Drip, but you're not right or wrong. It's just a subjective thing.
In general, the amount of
You're
things
saying
they're
for
giving
what-
you.
yeah.
If you would want, if you're looking at that like I'm interested in paying $50, what am I getting?
You're getting
if
a ton.
if you're in there and you look down the list, you're like, okay,
Yeah.
that's a lot of stuff.
But then I say to you, Drip, here's $100 of stuff, and you're gonna get it for $10. You're gonna go, that's a great deal. Then you get this stuff, and it's a bunch of makeup, and it's a bunch of beauty products, and you're like, I don't care. You're not. That's worthless to you. So like,
Well, but I didn't know what I was buying. You didn't tell me.
I'm just trying to make the point.
It's a terrible point. Your analogy
it's
does
a
not
good
work
point.
because
It's a
two
good
different
point. You
two
probably
different
wouldn't buy it.
scenarios.
You wouldn't buy it. It's worth. Okay, not that I'm giving it to
No,
you.
you're right. I wouldn't buy it.
You
but I
wouldn't
wouldn't
buy
know
it.
what's in it.
But it's $10 of stuff for $100. I'm sorry, the other way around. It's $100 of stuff for $10, and it's a great deal. The person selling to you is going, "How could you not take this deal? How could you not take it?" But then you're like, "Because I don't care about beauty stuff," and they're and then everyone else behind you in line goes, "You're an idiot." But I'm going to move on. And speaking of things that may be worth it or may not be worth it, we have a release.
Oh, God.
We've already had the date. We've already had the trailers. We have a new trailer that is going to be the trailer that everyone's going to use and look at. We got a Zelda Tears of the Kingdom.
Awesome trailer.
But the biggest news of the day was with something they didn't even talk about in the direct is that the Zelda Tears of the Kingdom is going to be $69.99 on the eShop. Now, ladies and gentlemen, and when I say that, I mean, I want to say that for some reason, but it's just the three of us. Gentlemen.
Yeah.
I'm going to start with Shibby because I know I've heard you many times, including today. Shibby, what is your take on the $69.99 price?
Uh-oh.
on Zelda.
You saw my 1 a.m. tweet, didn't you?
I did, but Drip told me about it.
That was the last thing I tweeted before I went to bed.
didn't see it. I didn't
I did see it. I did see it. I responded to your tweet.
No.
I responded to your tweet. I did respond to your tweet.
I know. Yeah. No, I at the end of the day, it is what it is. But yeah, no, I'm pissed. I feel betrayed, and I feel a little more stupid buying this game. Although, you can make the argument that like, there's gonna be. I mean, I've made statements before, like Stardew Valley. I think is a great game, and I've said before, like, oh, it's only $30. This is worth $100. Okay, I'll say that stuff. Like, I'll love Breath of the Wild, and I'll be like, dude, this is worth $200.
Yeah.
But to see them actually do it, I'm like, dude, because what's weird to me is they didn't. So I had heard the rumors. I hadn't watched a lot of videos. I wasn't really too educated on it. But then I went to the eShop last night because I heard it had showed up at $70 and then it was taken down from retailers and this and that. Could have been a mistake. And then just to see it, check on their website, it says $70.
Yep.
And they don't address it. They don't say a reason why. They don't do anything. They're just acting like it's normal. Like it's just, it's $69.99, whatever. So it really catches me off guard. And I'm not happy with it. And they're gonna have a corporate reason. They're a corporation. They're gonna tell you. They're gonna have a reason, and they do have a reason. They're gonna tell you either, our costs have gone up, we were paying people more, or the materials cost more. Our cartridges, maybe it's a bigger game. We got to get a bigger cartridge and put it on there.
Maybe.
Well, okay, but you've been charging $60 for your games, and you're just going up like everything else is, and like everybody's got an excuse. Landlords, whoever it is, and they're all going to tell you, "Oh, our costs are going up." Well, the costs are going up because the companies you work with are increasing their prices. And so if you're increasing your prices, that means now if I'm a small business and my games are going up, my rent's going up, all this is going up, I'm going to increase my prices. And so my customers are going to increase. It's just like...
Yeah, I mean, it's a domino effect.
It's a vicious cycle. Drip rebuttal?
That's my opinion. Because there's always going to be more cost. I mean, Breath of the Wild probably had an increase of cost over Skyward Sword. I can't prove it, but that was going for two different systems they had to, they had to optimize for. They had to create a whole new engine, playtesting, totally revamping of it, but they made their money back on it. And they're going to definitely make their money back on Tears of the Kingdom, even if it was $50. Because they're going to be rolling in this dough. So,
they are.
Drip rebuttal.
I mean,
I'm the moderator. Shibby will get another turn. You'll get a rebuttal to Drip.
I mean, I don't think you're wrong. I mean, your opinion on it is...
Here's my hammer.
A lot of people's opinion on it. It's hard to swallow. It's hard to see that $70 when you're so used to seeing the $60 in it. I mean, it does suck, but I mean, I don't know. At the end of the day, we're talking about $10. We're talking about $10.
A lot of money.
It was subjective. Subjective.
Yeah.
Subjective.
But I mean, when you're thinking about, honestly, and I said this in the video today, video games going way back, like PlayStation 1 games cost $60.
Yeah.
Now they didn't forever. They went back down to 50, and then in the early 2000s went back up to 60. But I mean, if you look at the price of gas in 2000 or in 1996,
like
compared to the price of gas
40,
now, but
45 cents.
but the video game prices basically stayed the same through all that. I don't think a $10 increase is really all that crazy. I don't think it's that bad.
People are going to have their justifications. And
well, I do want to say one other thing.
Shibby's turn. Shibby's turn. I'm moderator.
Oh.
It's kind of on his side.
Okay, go ahead.
I do think it's very weird that they decided to do it now and not with the Switch 2, like with the next gen.
It is interesting.
That's kind of when everybody else waited. That's when everybody else waited. Well, not Nintendo. They were just like,
do we? Is there any possibility of a trailer of a new system next month, or like?
Well, you know what?
Is that way too early?
I said when those things leaked, I was like, well, who knows? Maybe this direct is for the Switch too, and that's why they're doing it. Who knows? Maybe that's why they pulled it down. They didn't want to show their cards with the price. But no Switch 2.
Seriously though, I know this is out of the blue, but is there any possibility that next month we get a new system announced and it's coming out with this Zelda, or would that have already been
next month? No, absolutely not. Not this year.
If it was gonna happen, it would be next month. right? Because
All right,
they
not
only
this
do a
year. I don't
couple
mean
months
that.
between. They only do a couple months when they say a new system's coming. It's only a couple months.
I will
That's what
say
they do every
Shibby. I will
time.
say Shibby that it is extraordinarily more possible now than it was yesterday. So that we could have a Switch revision.
They
this
were
year.
asked
Yeah,
about
That could
this.
be why they were hush hush about the 70. That could be why they're just like, oh, we're not gonna say it, and then
They were asked about it too. I guess
Yeah,
when
they
we
gave
were
a
when we were
BS
sleeping last
answer.
night, they said we do it
corporate answers.
what did they say? On a case by case basis.
Yeah.
Which I'm like, that's kind of weird. Like, that's cool, but that is kind of weird. Is that
It's
new?
vague. It's vague. That could mean either.
Does it mean it depends on if it's a Switch or a Switch 2 game?
Yeah,
Maybe the Pikmin's a Switch and this is a Switch 2 game.
It does could mean that. It could mean that.
It does could mean that. It does
but it also does mean something else. You know, it's.
It could also mean we know Zelda's gonna sell more, so we're gonna jack it.
It could also mean that.
It does could mean that too. I mean, really,
it does could mean that. Yeah.
Here's one thing I know. I know that because of, well, I guess it depends on what thread you're looking at or whatever, what platform, yada yada. But I've seen a lot of people that are saying they'll pay for it, because I did see an Instagram post that somebody posted about it, and I think it's because their post was more of a pro $70, and the comments were just, I didn't see any negative. I saw just, oh yeah, take my money. I would pay 100. All this. So I will say, with economics, something is worth what people will pay for it.
yes,
To a degree.
Yeah.
And so I mean,
people
people deem that it's worth the price.
Yeah. Okay. 7 hours ago, 323 votes. Are you okay with paying $70 for Legend of Zelda: Tears of the Kingdom? 61% say that they're fine with it.
Speaking of that
That's
poll,
too low
Drip,
in my opinion.
Speaking of which, we're going to do that exact same poll in this episode as well, Drip. We're going to do is $70. I'm not sure I'm going to word it yet, but very similar to what you just said. There, we're going to.
Well, and that's what I said. I wanted to make it just the straight question. I don't want to be one side or the other. And the answers were, I'm fine with it. No, it's too expensive.
Yeah. I want to throw. I'm going to throw my sense in there a little bit, because I nicely settle between the two of you in this conversation, because going to Shibby's points, Shibby, I completely agree with you. Huh?
Alex, no. Alex said it better be locked to 60 frames per second.
No, it's not.
Yeah,
but,
right.
Shibby, I don't care about that anymore. I'm so over 60 FPS, but that's not not for this conversation. Shibby, I completely agree with you. Like this could very easily be a situation where they're just like, well, everyone else is doing it, and no one's going to really question us, so we're just going to bump it $10. And they're just to make the profit. But also, Drip makes a really good point too, and it's like it could be something as simple as the game is not 16 gigs anymore. Like that was Nintendo's rule, is that 16 gigs, but now the Switch OLED's 32. But they're trying to they don't want to release something on their a first party game that has to be downloaded
Switch
something
OLED
after.
64.
I'm sorry, it's 64, yeah, and the Switch is 32. They don't want to release something that is going to can't fit on the original Switch, but they want to take advantage of the Switch OLED, and they want to take advantage of just a bigger game in general. I'm sure it could be Drip. I think you're right on the money. Potentially, it could just be a more expensive cartridge, and they need to make up the costs.
There could be 100 things. It could be honestly, it could be nothing. They could just be like, you know what? These assholes are going to buy this anyway, so we're going to make it 7. It could be that, but guess what? This asshole's gonna buy it. I'm gonna buy it. I mean, I don't know. I do want to talk about this, because we talked about earlier. I said I wanted to make sure we brought this up. The collector's edition.
Yeah.
The more and more I look at this collector's edition, Alex just said it in the chat, which reminded me too. Trash. Kind of expensive. Not a lot in there.
Yeah, 130 is steep.
For pins, a steelbook.
It's steep.
And what is it? Like a metal poster? Basically it.
Yeah,
I mean, again, subjective, because someone's gonna go, those pins are the only thing in my life that I want, and now I want them.
You're talking to somebody that's never been a collector's guy. That's how I've always viewed collector's editions. So
I don't think there's a lot in there of that's cool, but I did notice something else. It's overpriced. That's way overpriced. $70. I'm fine with that. But this, I think this one is I think the collector's edition is way overpriced for what's in it. I guarantee they're going to announce another one for Europe and Japan, and they'll be way cooler, and they'll be the same price, guaranteed. You
Yeah,
watch.
Alex said in the chat just a second ago. He said you can check it right now. It's a 18.5 gig cartridge or a game, and that means I don't know if I'm mistaken here, but like they're definitely not going to make a custom cartridge to fit just 18.5 gigs, right? They're going to use something that that was already out there, and
the 32 gigabyte cards.
The sizes go from 16 to 32, so they're probably using a 32 cards, and that's more, not twice, but like that's more expensive than a 16 gig card. So
I mean, like
that could make up at least like $7 of that price right there is just the cartridge. Yeah, like the upcharge from 16 gigs to 32. It's not much, but it's like a $5 difference.
Maybe I don't know what it is.
It depends on where they're getting it from their supplier and stuff like that.
When you're ordering a billion of them, I don't know.
Yeah, well, that's what I'm saying. When you order that many, like you're getting them for pennies.
But you're also getting them for the same deal goes for the 16 gigs. But so it's just you have to scale up because it's not going to be less expensive than the 16 gig carts. It's going to be more expensive because either way, whether it's a 16 gig cart or a 32 gig cart, they're still going to have to order that much. But they're not going to charge, the suppliers are not going to go, oh, well, we know you usually get 16 and you need 32 this time, so we're going to give you the 16 gig price for the 32s. No, they're going to charge them the upscale price. Yeah, so
that definitely could be it.
Yeah,
that could be it.
Yeah, so it's going to be like $4 extra times a billion cartridges, not like extra on top of what they would normally pay.
But did you notice in the collector's edition, when they showed the little pictures, even when they did the little video, they're only showing one of the 4 pins. So there's something on those other 3 pins that we're not allowed to see yet.
Did not notice that. I love that.
Look at all of it. They haven't shown any of the other 3.
Interesting.
I noticed that last night because I was like, what do the other ones look like? What do they look like? And there's no pictures of them that I could find.
Yeah,
they just have the box open where you can see one of them. And I know it's not for the same pin. I hope to God it's not for the same pin.
No. But Drew, speaking of physical things, that did you guys pre-order anything? Because I know I pre-ordered the amiibo.
I got the amiibo. I did get the amiibo.
Me too. Yeah. Dude, shout out to Parallax, by the way, because I wouldn't have known otherwise. And shout out to Drip Media, your Discord, man.
Yeah.
Y'all are always good at that.
They keep it real in there, man. That's they keep it real. I get stuff because of my Discord usually. Someone's like, it's up.
I'm making this announcement to my brother Parallax, who did that for us in the Discord. Brother, if you see something like that in the future, you let me know first, and I will at everyone. I will gladly put at everyone on that in the Discord because everyone should know that the amiibo is going live. Because I would say a good majority of people who are active on our Discord care about that information. So you should have added everyone, or you should have told me first. I would have.
But I got a sweet deal on that amiibo.
Yeah, you did.
Sweet deal. A super sweet deal. So I told you I just got that camera, the A7C.
Ooh.
I got that. I bought it at Best Buy. I went up in Pittsburgh. They had it in stock. I was like, dude, I'm not ordering it. It's an hour. I'm going to drive up there. I'll eat some lunch while I'm up there, whatever. I'm going to pick up this camera and bring it home so I can use it today. But whenever you do that, when you have an account with them or whatever, their little, point system or whatever, when you buy stuff, they just give you $5 for every however much you spend. And I had like $30 or something sitting there in $15 cards. So I put one of the 15. I paid $1. What was it? $1.11 for the new Link amiibo yesterday. I was very excited about that.
That's awesome.
Dude, that's nice, man. Yeah. So y'all asked me that earlier. Like, did you pre-order anything? And it's so funny nowadays. It's like too easy to buy things now.
Yes.
Because before you had asked me that, I didn't realize that I did. Because again, it was probably late at night. Like I was really sleepy last night. In bed, like I don't know, doing a million things on my phone. And then because with Apple Pay, it was so easy because usually on a website, even if you have an account with them, you have to check out as a guest or something. I didn't even have to do that on Best Buy. I clicked the link in your Discord. It took me there. I hit check out, and it said, do you want to use PayPal? I double-clicked it. It read my face, and my address was in there. It was just like, we're sending it to you. So I was like, dude, that was like I probably was like sleepwalking when I did that. I was like, I didn't even.
I totally forgot about it.
As an Android user for years, they've had that feature. It's a very similar feature to where your card information is just in Android. It's just there, like not
Apple came out with that 20 years ago. Yeah.
Apple Pay?
And
Like
Another thing,
I was gonna say no, they did not. Android, like I'm not trying to make an Android versus Apple thing here. I'm just saying
another thing we need to talk about.
Easy pay. I've been able to easy pay for anything I want on the internet for a long time now. It's not nothing
Apple
new
Pay
to me.
didn't work very well for a while. It was
nothing Apple does at first
me.
works for a while.
Yeah, well, it's fine now, but we need to talk about something because we talked about this earlier and we said we were going to make sure we talked about it. And Alex just put it in the chat and reminded me again. There is a way to get Tears of the Kingdom
for 50
bucks. The
totally
digital version.
The digital version legally and like totally
straight from Nintendo.
And totally legit. But there's
now,
there's a catch.
You and there is a catch. You do have to be a Nintendo Online member. I'm
yes, you do.
Pretty sure about that. So you have to do that.
Yeah.
And you have to buy 2 vouchers from them.
Yes.
So you buy the 2 vouchers, it's $100. So you get 1 voucher will buy you 1 game. But the question was, whenever the rumors came out that this game was going to be $70, is it going to be on that list? And we found out last night, yes, it is on that list. So if you buy these vouchers, you can get that game for $50 and another game for $50.
And
that's a good deal.
There's a ton of games on there. First party, great Nintendo games on there. It's like almost everything.
Pikmin 4 is on there.
Pikmin 4, yeah.
Almost everything I can think of is on there. I don't think Pokemon's on there too. Like everything.
Is that Kirby game on there?
Probably. I think so. I think everything.
It's 60.
Like
I'm not happy about that. I think that's
and I'm going to ask Alex.
That's
Alex,
a $40, $50
let us know
game.
in the chat, Alex. Does the Corner Shop GG code work on the vouchers? Because in that case, you get even 5% off the voucher, and then you use that voucher. So now it's $95 for $120 or $130 worth of games. And Alex will let us know in a second. And we'll reveal that. Is there anything else, boys, that we need to talk about?
I think we've covered it all. I think we did it.
Yeah, I think so. Shibby, anything you gotta say before we?
Let me see if the voucher is in the is the voucher just on the eShop that you can buy straight from the eShop?
Yes, you can buy vouchers straight from the eShop. Yep.
Oh yeah, there you go. Then you should be good.
Yeah.
No, I mean I don't know. I can't think of anything else. I got the demo. Oh, I'm looking forward to trying out that demo for Sea of Stars. I think not many people are talking about that. That looks really cool.
Drip talked about
it.
I
actually talked about it in a video I recorded today, very briefly, but I did.
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
Sick.
No one knows I talked about it yet. But
I do.
I promise. It's in there.
I edited it.
Oh, Geeb knows. He edited the video. That's right. Geeb knows.
But gentlemen, thank you, Shibby, so much for joining us on this episode.
Sure.
Once again, it's a fun time to be a Nintendo fan right now, and we're glad to have Nintendo friends.
I appreciate y'all.
Thank you, Shibby. Everyone else in the chat, stick around. We're going to be hanging out in the after show momentarily. Those of you on the audio listeners, thank you so much for hanging out. You can watch this podcast on YouTube or Spotify. You can listen to us on Apple, Spotify, Google, or anywhere you can find a podcast. Thank you guys so much for listening to this podcast, and we'll catch you guys in the next one.
Peace.
Later. So...
Shibby, what if I need you to be quiet there? What if I need you to be quiet and you just ruined it? What if that was it?
Out.
Oh.
What if I need you, Shibby? What if I'm going to edit you out there? But what if I need it? You've just ruined everything. You understand?
Good. I'm here for chaos, man. No, I'm sorry. If I did mess something up, sorry.
No, you're fine. Oh, that's the wrong one. Damn it. There we go. I'm used to using my buttons. My buttons do the wrong thing at the moment. After show, everyone.
After show.
One more question.
Yeah, we got time.
Yeah.
Okay.
Keep them going.
Do y'all think? And I forgot that I was going to mention this. What does this? And we kind of tapped on this a little bit earlier, but what is or touched on this? What do y'all think the timeline? What does this mean for the next system? Does this mean something? Are we really like at the end of the life cycle, and now they're dumping the Game Boy Advance? And if we get a new console next year, what happens to Tears of the Kingdom? Because they can't, I mean, Breath of the Wild was so big for 5 years because Switch was new and it continued to sell. Well, okay, we all get it for Switch, and then the Switch is dead in a year. Does this mean we don't get another Switch for 4 more years, or does it mean the next one's backwards compatible? Is that what it is? Or
think about, I think it's backward. I think the next one's backwards compatible. And plus, you have to remember this too. All the stuff used to be tied to the console. Like if you have a Wii U, the games that are on that Wii U, if you buy it from somebody, you're buying those games too. Like,
and if your Wii U breaks, you lose those games digitally.
Yeah, they're tied to the console. Now they have these accounts where it's tied to the account. So everything from this point forward should be backwards compatible, just like it is on Xbox. I mean, you know, if you have Game Pass
digital,
or whatever, digital, yeah, digital. I mean, unless it just does not work, I don't see it. I don't know. I mean, I think we're gonna at least
Wouldn't that
have
still mess with sales though, because it confuses consumers. I'm just saying, does this mean we don't get a new Switch next year? Because if they do this game and then they come out with a new console, I mean, they'd have to make the physical one work on the new system. I feel like it would somehow mess with the vibe. Like, wouldn't it?
I think for the next system, I think the Switch cartridges will work on whatever's next. I don't think they're gonna just dump it off. Like, I think it's gonna be like a DS to 3DS, or you know, 3DS to 3DS XL, or new, whatever, you know, whatever you want to call it. But think about this. This is interesting to think about. They've done this before. They released what was it? Skyward Sword. It was like one of the last Wii games. Like one of the last. I think it came out in like the last year of the Wii, or it had like one more year, and then the Wii U came out. Skyward Sword was very, very end of the life cycle of the Wii. So they've done it before. And
but Skyward Sword though didn't do well. I don't think.
It did awful. Yeah, it was like.
So that's not really a testament to.
Selling. No, it's not a good thing. But they've done it before. It's happened before.
And y'all seriously think that what's the probability that we get a new system like in May? Is it super low?
Super low. Almost zero. I don't think that's happening. I think it's possible for next year. I don't even know if it's coming next year. We may hear about it next year. I honestly think we're going to get a Switch Lite OLED this year. I still think they're going to do that.
You're so nuts, man.
Dude, we have time. Why would they not do it?
Something about the Direct just felt like, I mean, it was a good Direct, but didn't it feel like a love letter to the Switch or something? It felt
like a little bit.
When you say it like that, yeah. When you say it like that, it kind of does. It's like, these were good times. We're gonna send you out right.
Yeah, I don't remember who I was watching, but someone on YouTube yesterday said very similar things, Shibby. They were just like, you know, look at this. This is a blatant sign of end of a life console. Like, we're getting a bunch of. There's nothing new coming out.
I mentioned that yesterday. Right. Yeah, we're in the era of. They're saving a bunch of ports and things because they're moving on to developing on whatever the next thing is. Yeah. They can't have their developers sitting here making games for the Switch.
Yeah.
When the next one's coming out in a couple years, they gotta have games ready for that.
It's almost
they're gonna put out remakes and
it's
whatever.
It's almost beautiful if you think about it. Like, I'm actually I'm being emotional, but I'm getting like happy in a way. Like, it's like watching a loved one die peacefully. Like, it's like we're seeing, like, it's like you're talking to them and you're reliving their life, and we're seeing all the good things and some of the bad too, of course. And they're not like perfect, but I don't know. I feel like it's like a good way to send the Switch off. It's like with all these, like Metroid Prime. I'm thinking in particular. I'm seriously gonna think this might be my second favorite gaming franchise of all time. It might be.
It's good, dude.
I'm loving that. I'm gonna get really angry really soon, I'm sure, with the Metroid mechanics and stuff, like getting lost.
Yeah, but you're gonna get mad because you're gonna be lost.
But like, I get mad, dude. I yell at Twilight Princess like it is like I'm said a naughty thing. Like, it's someone I get very angry at. Like, I'm in love with Twilight Princess. I've already talked about this. I'm in love with Zelda. If you didn't know. But like. But I'm like yelling at Twilight Princess. Like, nobody's here. Abby's not even here. And I'm not yelling for anyone. I'm not yelling for making laughs on stream. I'm yelling because I'm angry at the game. I'm like, you should be better. How dare your camera suck so bad? You need to be better than this. And I'm just I love it. And I'm gonna love Metroid the same way. I'm gonna yell at it. I'm gonna love it.
Aren't you fairly new to Zelda too, by the way?
Yes, because I'm fairly new to Nintendo.
Skyward Sword was like your first Zelda to get into?
Breath of the Wild was his first.
Yeah, Breath of the Wild was my first.
What'd you play after that? Link's Awakening.
Link's Awakening remake, and I never even finished it. I still haven't finished it.
So good, man. Now that one's quick too. You can get. I got through that on a.
It's annoying.
There's very few games I finish on stream.
2D Zeldas with me.
I got through that on a Tuesday.
Tuesday. I was playing on Tuesday.
Yeah.
No, I mean 2D Zelda.
Tuesday.
2D Zelda to me is not my favorite game.
I want a new 2D Zelda. I want a brand new one, man. No, you do like 2D Zelda, Geeb.
There's one 2D Zelda I like.
Yeah, you like Link Between Worlds.
That was my third Zelda game I ever played. Was a Link Between Worlds.
Link Between Worlds was
and
badass.
I fell in love with that game. Love that game.
It's good.
Dude, that would make a really good
Just bring it over. Yeah, just make it look good like they did with Monster Hunter. What was it? What was the other Monster Hunter from the 3DS that they brought over?
Generations.
Yeah, Generations. Yeah, Monster Hunter Generations Ultimate.
Why don't we have a Link Between Worlds? I feel like maybe that's a back pocket
I wish
thing,
they would do that. Yeah,
I wish they would.
Because a lot of people did
the old
play it.
VHSs, the Disney, the Black Diamond in the clamshell cases.
I have a theory. I have a theory. I have a theory why a game like that in particular is not on the Switch. Would you pay $50 for that?
Yes.
Actually, never mind, because that would be a remaster. It's not, you can't port a 3DS game. You have to remaster it.
Yeah, but yeah. Well, I mean, that other, you're doing a lot to it.
It would essentially be a port.
Yeah, because I mean, all they did was make the other game look better. I don't know I don't know how that works. I'm sure that there's some coding involved and some stuff I don't know about.
Yeah,
but that was another one.
It's the same thing they did in Metroid, is make it look better. I don't understand what you mean. Like it would be a remaster. That's what a remaster is. You make it look better.
Yeah. Well, they don't have to do. They don't have to do a full on, because I mean, Rune Factory 4 isn't that's pretty spot on to the 3DS version, I think, isn't it?
I haven't played any 3DS port to the Switch, but I can tell you that they don't look like they do in a 3DS.
No. Yeah. They look great. Like Monster Hunter Generations Ultimate looks very good. So like, it looks very good. Like when you consider that it is a 3DS game, it looks very good. And the art style for
but see, Monster Hunter is a 3D game on the it was it's not 3D from the slider. I mean, like literally your because I actually played it. I actually own it on 3DS. I got it deeply on sale. It's a 3D game. It's not a 2D game like you'd have to remaster that game to be on the Switch.
Yeah. Okay. Well, I mean, it doesn't matter. You wouldn't have to do.
So you're saying that we haven't seen it because it would be such a
no.
So much work.
That's what it sounds like. I know that's what it sounds like. That's not what I meant to say though. What I meant to say
about the price.
I'm thinking it has some more to do with like the price. Because what would they charge for it, and who would actually buy it? Like to all that work.
Zelda. A lot of people would buy it.
I know. That's why I kind of stopped myself because it started sounding dumb in my head. So that's why I didn't see it out loud. But you pry me. That was my dumb thought I had.
They would do it. They would definitely do it. I would love that. We've talked. I think that was one of those stupid things I said in the 35th anniversary videos I was doing there for a while. Like, port that thing over. That'd be great.
I would
be wonderful.
Love that game.
You jinxed it. That's why they didn't port it over, right?
They did. Oh, everything I said. Well, they did some of it. I talked about how the controls could work on Skyward Sword. Some of that came true. The Game & Watch, I nailed that.
There you go.
What else? There was a few things I got right, but I mean, I threw a massive pile of shit at the wall and a few little pieces stuck. So.
Do we want to talk to chat a little bit? We haven't talked to chat.
Hi, chat.
What's up, guys? It's always we don't talk to you guys very much when we have a guest because like we're talking to the guest that they are the person we talk to. Well, what's up, Tyson?
Alex, get out of here.
Tyson said something earlier. What did he say? Oh, he said so.
No one talking about Zelda 2 being fire because it's not.
No,
it's a dumpster fire.
Terrible. So this might sound weird, but being able to drink beer and play Metroid Prime is amazing. It's so surreal to play this game as an adult, so thoroughly enjoying it as a young teen. Yeah, I can understand that, Tyson. That's probably an awesome experience for you.
Yeah, I talked to Tyson last night. He's like, man, you're gonna love this game. You're gonna love it.
Man, I want to be.
He's like, scan everything. I'm like, okay, I will.
Tyson,
scan everything.
Tyson, you think you're gonna be available for a hangout on Saturday? I would love to hang out on Saturday. We haven't done that in a while. I want to drink a beer and hang out with everybody in our little group. You're invited.
I think I should be good for that.
I don't know. I'm just throwing it out there. We'll talk.
Well, I mean, all my kids will be here, but I mean, they go to sleep.
Yeah, we'll get. I wonder if Fappy bought Metroid. We can all just play Metroid at the same time.
It'd be a great time. It would be a wonderful time.
I want to get Miss G to play it too. That'd be awesome.
It's so interesting too. I'm not sure I don't know if I can say that Prime is the first game to start the whole scanning thing, but how many games have that now? Like I was playing No Man's Sky yesterday. It's the same thing. You hold down L, you go to an animal, you hold it on there, and it scans it. It's just like Metroid Prime.
Yeah, certainly not on Halo. A similar game came out at the same time.
You said it's on Halo?
It says not on Halo, so they definitely...
They do it on that one game, too, that Ubisoft game that they put Star Fox in. hell's the name of that game?
Oh yeah,
Starlink,
it
Battle for
scans.
Atlas. You gotta go around in a circle and scan animals though. But
I
yeah,
feel like
it's the
a lot
same
of
thing.
games do that, and yeah, I wonder if they're one of the first ones. I feel like it.
But see, like in that game, it's literally just scanning and then Battle for Atlas. But in Metroid, like you have to do it to move on. Like in order to use a portal, you have to scan the thing first, and it tells you, and you're good to go.
There's a lot of little hints I've noticed in the scans too. Little things like, oh, this is a lock. This is a first part of this lock. Which there's something inside this cage. I need to figure out how to get into this cage. I can't do it.
Yes.
Oh man.
There's a missile in there, and it's sitting on a pedestal, and I want it. And there's 3 parts of a lock, and I don't know how to open it. I'm getting pissed.
So when I played it, again, this is like 20 years ago, and I didn't know what a Metroidvania was. So now I understand what they're doing. But to me, I related it back to Zelda, which Zelda does have Metroidvania elements, I'd say, also to it, lock and key, whatever. But yeah, I was like, dude, I was expecting a first-person shooter, and I'm like, well, that's part of it, but this is more platforming, puzzle solving, like you're talking about. Like,
well, and yeah, you're right too. It is. You can definitely take it back to Zelda. You retrace your steps in Zelda a lot, especially when you go back to the same place, but it's just different now. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
In the older Zeldas, anyway.
For sure.
Oh, how's the loading? Because one of my things was on GameCube. I remember you go into this elevator shaft, and I thought it was so smart, especially for back then. You're in this elevator, and there's a cutscene, and you're just in the elevator for a long time. Like, oh, this is a secret loading screen. Do you know?
Oh wait, is it whenever you're like when you scan a thing and it says go step on the platform, and then it moves up?
It's a big platform. Yeah, and there's
okay.
a cutscene.
It's like super fast.
For us, it's not a cutscene. For us, like
you just go up.
You just go up. You can move around too. It's not because that's what I mean. It's not a cutscene. Like you can move your character.
Maybe
around.
it's not the same place. That's interesting.
Unless you're not talking about the same place.
I've done that twice now, but yeah.
Okay, they
go.
probably changed it then because that was GameCube. Probably took a lot longer to load stuff back then.
Hey guys, can we like the stream if you don't mind?
Yeah. Also, I mean that's another thing you have an advantage of with the cartridges. They do load things faster than a disc, especially for a disc from Ben.
Mindstormer was freaking out last night when I was streaming. He was like, "You're playing Metroid?" He was in like a daze because he speed runs Metroid Dread. He's a nut. The way he plays Metroid Dread. Oh god, yeah, he's a nut. If you want to go back and watch some of his VODs on YouTube, he's playing Metroid Dread and he's like, "Oh, I'm one of the slower ones." I'm like, I don't care. I do the fastest Metroid play I've ever seen, and I'm gonna vomit because of how fast. Like he's doing things. He finishes something that takes him 5 minutes, literally. That would take me 2 hours to figure out. He just knows where everything is. It's wild.
I gave up on Dread. It was
man.
I think that Metroid Prime is way more my speed. I bet. I got so lost in Dread.
I didn't do it. I didn't finish Dread.
There was one point.
Me too, Shibby.
I did the same thing. What was it? I almost gave up. Same thing. I was lost for, I think it was 4 hours almost. Trying to figure out what I was supposed to do. It was almost 4 hours. I mean, off and on. I came back to it, but I finally figured it out and moved on. And I did end up beating that game. That final boss took me. Good lord, it took me like the 6 hours to beat.
I like the bosses because it wasn't too hard. I mean, it was really hard, but it never made me feel like giving up. It was the boss where it's like, okay, one more go. Well, you feel smart. At least I did. I was like, you feel like a speedrunner by the time you're done.
Yeah.
You're like, oh, I know how to time the jump and all the because you have to.
Yeah.
Right.
I think So I think what you mean there, Shibby, is that it's hard, but it's obvious what you need to do. They make it obvious.
It's very rewarding when you get it too.
They make it obvious to you, like this is what you need to do. You're gonna fail 1,000 times before you actually do it, but you can see from the very start what you need to do. And
I remember
that's what I like about
it. You learn as you go, or you.
I remember looking at my chat as I was doing that. They're like, "Look, he figured that part out. He figured it out. Look, he knows now. He's gonna be able to do it now. He did it." and I'm looking like.
Then the next thing comes up.
I did. You're right. I did figure it out.
So, for me, it wasn't a good streaming game because the stream would just be like starts off cool, and then it's just me being lost, like you said, for 4 hours, being really pissed.
Yep.
And that's not fun to watch. Of me just like, God. Where am I? What am I doing?
I fully intend on streaming that game. I streamed it for 2 or 3 hours to beat the first boss, and I never touched the game since. I'm just like, Dread? I'm like, that was enough for me. I like the game a lot. It is just too much for my brain. It's not, they're accusing me of not liking hard games. I'm like, guys, you are Very off base here. It's not that I don't like hard games. This game was breaking my brain. I'm not that good. I'm not good enough.
We are.
I wasn't good enough to beat the game. Oh well. You're better.
Hey, at least they're going back to the
better than me.
roots. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Tyson, yeah. 30 plus times. You're right.
I'm talking about how good Dread is. Kind of, Ari. We're talking about Metroid in general. We're just talking. And we want you guys to
30 times? That sounds about normal.
Yeah.
It took me a long time. Well, I streamed a long time. I think that stream that night was like 6 hours.
Yeah.
And I was so late. It was like 2 in the morning. I'm like, dude, I'm done. Like, we'll come back to this tomorrow. But yeah, the next night I did finally beat the boss, but it still took me a long time that night to build back up, all the stuff that I'd learned the night before and time everything. And like, I had to build back up to it. But yeah, that game was awesome. I'd love to play through that again.
Unreal. Yeah.
I like Metroidvanias when they're more cute, like Hollow Knight. Don't be wrong, Hollow Knight, I'm currently lost. If I were to boot it back up, I would be lost again, but
yeah.
I'm lost.
Although,
in Hollow Knight
the art style is really good in Metroid Dread, but it's such a, like, I couldn't get into Axiom Verge either, because when you get lost, you get frustrated, and then on top of that, the theme is just kind of like dark and creepy. I just start feeling like too negative, like Axiom Verge, I got kind of lost in that. But I will say, if you like Metroid Dread and you're new to Metroidvanias, Axiom Verge is pretty sick. And then Hollow Knight. A lot of people still haven't played Hollow Knight.
Ori, the Ori games.
Ori, I am stuck. I want to play
Ori and the Will of the Wisp. I'm playing that right now too.
But
I'm stuck.
I stopped playing.
God,
I get stuck. I stopped playing, and I'm even more stuck than I was because I can't remember what happened before I stopped. But like, that's why I can't finish that game. I want to finish it, but I have to restart it. But I'm just not going to commit the time to finish it. There's too many games I want to play. So,
how about this? Yeah, I know.
It's so
good.
With
the backlogs we have, it's like, hey, you had your chance, and I'm lost, so I'm playing something else.
Yeah, it's nothing. It's nothing against the game. It's just like, I got other things to play, man. But speaking of that, what are some other games you guys are like stuck on or haven't finished or want to get to but purchased but want to get to but haven't got to it yet?
I have a list. You want me to go down the list? I have a list of games I'm currently playing right now.
Tyson said Pokemon.
Grid.
Pokemon. I finished Pokemon.
What is it? Grid Legends. It's a racing game. There's a story mode. I'm like halfway through it. I'm on this race that I have to get like 4th or better, but it's like these electric cars. Can't beat that. Restarted Red Dead Redemption 2. I'm about 15% through that, but I am actively playing that on this. Jedi Fallen Order, also playing that. Playing Ori and the Will of the Wisps. Playing Metroid Prime now. I'm missing some. There's more. Sonic Frontiers. Pretty far in that. Haven't beat it yet.
Oh, yeah. I need to beat that. I need to beat that one too.
Yeah.
I was actually going to. I was planning on, like, this week. I was like, you know what?
Sonic.
I need to go beat Sonic. But then the fucking Direct happened. And then I gotta play Metroid now first. And
Lenny!
Lenny?
That you, Lenny!
Oh, right, Lenny. I remember that. I do remember that.
From Red Dead. You go in the bar and everybody looks like Lenny. All the women, everybody. It's just Lenny's face on it. Oh, Lenny. Lenny's the best.
Man,
speaking of the Sonic Frontiers neglect, though, if all three of us are kind of like that way, I wonder how common that is. I kind of feel bad for Sonic Frontiers. Like, it was great, but I wonder if everybody, because I mean, Pokemon came out and just all this other stuff, like, we all probably got to the second zone, maybe the third zone, and we're like,
I'm in the third one, yeah.
I'm in the second zone. I'm in the second zone.
How many is there? 5?
Yeah.
Yeah, I'm in the third one, but it's like, it's different, but it's like, this is
it repetitive?
It's very like, it's the same thing. I'm in the third one and it's like, okay, now it's Knuckles, find his stuff.
That
or no,
might be
it's
why.
Tails. No, the second one's Knuckles, the third one's Tails.
It just wasn't exactly what I wanted to, like. I had unfortunately, this is the worst thing you could do, is have expectations, and I had expectations for Frontiers, and it hit a lot of the expectations. It really did, but there's just a few of them that it didn't hit, and that's a big one of them. Drip was the fact that it's just like repetitive, and like, I didn't want repetitive, and it is repetitive. It's not, each level isn't like different enough.
It's kind of like a YouTube video. It's like you gotta make it, like, how many games do people start and not finish? You gotta do something to keep people wanting to play. You know what I mean? Because it can't be just the same thing. Yeah, we gotta have a mix up. Not like, what was the game? Is it the Messenger, or what's that one game that turns into a Metroidvania?
Oh, when it literally turns into another game.
Is that what it is? Yeah.
Is that,
you
is
don't
that
have to do
the Messenger?
I don't know what
It is. I think that's what it is. Because even the art style changes. Like the music changes. Everything changes. It goes from like...
I'm not
what's this
saying
game
you have
called?
to do that, but...
It goes from like 8-bit to like 16-bit, and it's just everything changes. Alex will correct us here in a second if we're wrong.
That's something
that's the wrong game.
That's something Odyssey got really right. I love the way Odyssey does that. Odyssey, every level is the same essentially. But it's different in many ways. Like you're doing the same things, but in different ways, and I love that about Odyssey. Wow, I keep going with Odyssey. And the 2D stuff with Odyssey, love that.
Zelda games do that too. A lot of them do. Like Ocarina of Time, like once you get to a certain point, then you start going back in time. Like, okay, now there's a whole new element to this thing. Like now we're on a whole new journey. We've got all this stuff. It unlocks so much more stuff.
They don't always do that, but yeah, I remember. Well, I'm just saying that because I remember when Skyward Sword came out. I remember when it first came out. Me and this, and back then, at least, I mean, I wasn't creating content, so I wasn't quite with the community. I know there's probably more hype than I know, but back then nobody talked about it. It was me and one other human being I knew that was excited about it, and he would come into where I work every once in a while, and we would chat about it. And I remember we were waiting for that moment because we're like, oh yeah, there's this many dungeons left. I was like, dude, I bet you after we complete these, it's gonna open up to this thing.
Yeah,
and then
never happens.
We're always like, nah, it never did. And now that I've played it more times, I get it. There is a point where it does kind of separate it, but it's not like a part where you're like, oh, 7. Like Ocarina of Time messed up my expectations because I was always like,
because it was like, oh, okay, there's 3, and then it's like, oh wow, there's that many more now. We have that many more, and I do it every Zelda game. When I found out there were only 4 main dungeons in Breath of the Wild, I was like, what? What do you mean 4? What do you mean 4? And then the castle, but then you go to the castle and you're like, oh my, this is insane.
And the shrines are essentially the dungeons.
They're like micro. They're like the WarioWare version of dungeons.
Of dungeons, yeah. Of Zelda dungeons. Bite size.
Yeah. Micro games.
Question for Shibby: where do you get your beanies? Dungeons.
Where do I get my beanies? The internet.
Nice.
Which site?
Now, the brand is.
What's the web address?
So what happened was I had like 2 beanies a long time ago, and I would wear them a lot. It was like black and gray. And then I don't know if the most diehard follower would probably not. But there was one night where I made an Instagram story, like in 2020. It was late, and I was like showing clips of Amazon. I found out what brand it was, and I looked it up, and I was like, I'm gonna buy this in 5 different colors. It's gonna be my signature thing. So I bought like a bunch of them, and then I bought more. So I think I want to say it's Brixton. I think Tyson said I wear Neff beanies, but I like yours. Yeah, I mean, I feel like it's weird. I don't know many people wear beanies that are kind of like stand up like that. But that's what I do. That's why I like them, because they're kind of stiff. The Neff ones, they're a little more floppier.
Yeah.
But yeah,
I used to have one of those.
For a bald guy, beanies are a necessity for you during the winter time.
Oh yeah, you got a little cold.
But you always wear the cap.
Cold.
Well, yeah, but dude, I'm in Illinois, so like I'm North Illinois, basically in Wisconsin. It is cold, and I like, especially my hats that I wear like this, where it has the cutout. But it is way too cold for a regular hat. I'm either I need a beanie.
Where is your beanie?
I mean, I'm inside, and it's also like it's only 35 outside right now. It's fine.
Got the lights on you.
Like
dude, Tyson said, or actually not what Tyson said, but I was saying, Tyson, I don't know if you were here earlier. I made the joke, and I was like, dude, we should all 4 get on the podcast together one time, get the same beanie, the same color t-shirt.
just all dressed the same. I really like that. Was before we started. That was before we started.
Drip, you understand we still owe the people, me as Daruk and you as Link, right? You do know we owe the people this.
Yes.
We have to do that for Tears of the Kingdom, right?
I got the green. I have the green tunic, Twilight Princess cosplay.
I need to get in better shape I need to get in better shape so I can take my shirt off and like show my muscles to be Daruk. I think what if we do this? We keep making these promises that we don't keep, but what if we do this, Drip? What if for the release of Tears of the Kingdom, I already had this idea. What if you and I, for the release, I don't know, midnight or not, probably the next day, because we won't sleep. What if you and I get on the podcast channel? We play at the same time, but obviously only one of us gets to show their gameplay. You're dressed up as Link, and I'm dressed up as Daruk, and we just stream on the podcast channel.
Maybe.
It's like Tears of the Kingdom. You're wearing Link suit. I'm wearing Daruk. What do you think?
Okay, maybe we'll do it.
If this podcast gets to 40 likes, and
Not going.
by next
Yep,
month,
there it is.
they
there
have
it
to
is.
do it.
If this podcast
There it
can
is.
get to 40 likes by the time Tears of the Kingdom comes out, we will most definitely do it.
That's fair. 40. Let's make it at even 50. That's 3 months.
We're never going to get that.
You don't know that. People could hear it right now and start liking.
They'd have to get an hour and
Share it,
30
share it
minutes
right now.
into
Let's
this
make
stream.
happen.
They'd have
I
to
wanna
get
see
an
this.
hour and 33 minutes and 45 seconds to hear that. I doubt that they're going to get
Not if
50
you make a
people to
YouTube
do
short out of it.
That. Now you're
Shit.
thinking. Now you're. But I'm not recording. I can't. I'm not going to download the stream just for that. No, I'm not doing it.
Oh, okay.
Ha. All right.
And if we
Well, listen,
we
guys,
could very easily get 50 likes on a short. We do that all the
It's
time.
10. I need to hop off here.
Yeah, we do
I need to make sure my child is in bed. She has to go to school.
All
so.
good. Excited. I was going to wrap it up anyway. Shibby, thank you so much for
Yes.
hanging out, man.
Thank you. Appreciate you being here. It's a good
Guys,
one.
Thank
make
you
sure
for having me. I really appreciate it, y'all.
Absolutely, guys. Make sure you follow Shibby for just for the sake of him giving his time to us for this long. It's a big commitment for somebody to just hop on here for 2.5 hours, hang out with some dudes. So thank you so much, Shibby. We really appreciate it, truly.
Honored, dude.
And you guys in the chat, thank you guys for hanging out. We appreciate you. Make sure to like the stream on your way out if you haven't done so already. And make sure to download this episode if you missed any of it. I'm sure some of you guys did miss a little bit of it. Make sure to listen to it over again. I'm going to get uploaded to you guys right now. After we're done, I'm going to press end stream and I'm going to start editing immediately. So thank you guys. And we'll catch you guys next time. See you later.
Bye. See ya. See you later.
Bye.
Bye.